All right, so one of the things I said in my bio was that, really my fascination is on that interplay between the plans we make, the things we do. So
Hold that up a little closer.
Is that better?
Yeah, thanks.
Too good? It's down. So one of the things that I look at is we can talk about it as saying kind of that interplay between your inner Captain Kirk and your inner Spock. If you think about it, Kirk is that person who makes all those impulsive, immediate decisions. So for Kirk, if he thinks it out for like half a second, that's too long. Spock, on the other hand, has to think through everything. And everything has to be this very rational, reasoned decision. Now, when you're thinking about things that are going to happen in your future, you're very Spock about it. So you stop and you think and you plan through. Do I want to have dessert tonight? Do I want to have an appetizer? And the answer is a very reasonable no. But then you get here, you smell the food, you see other people eating, and all of that great planning seems like a really bad idea. My favorite one to talk about with this is when you set your alarm clock, right? You go to bed at reasonable hour of 10 at night, set your alarm to get up at 5:30 because you're going to go running, you're going to go exercise, you're going to get a nice breakfast. The alarm clock goes off, and you think, what idiot set that alarm? This was the worst plan ever. So part of what I do in my research, I try to figure out why we have those inconsistencies. And it seems like one of the places where that inconsistency comes from is that we're really dealing with two different parts of our brain. When we're thinking about things in the future, we're kind of frontal lobing it, which I'm not sure if we can make that into a verb, but we are. So you're really thinking, planning. That emotional part of your brain is kind of asleep. So it's not real involved. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. But when you get here, your emotional brain goes crazy. And it starts sending all these signals out to you. And now you have this conflict. So you have this interplay between the frontal lobe and that midbrain. So part of what we're doing is saying, can we strengthen that frontal lobe so that it can be heard? So that even when you're in these situations of temptation, you have that ability to still push back and kind of hold some of those responses. So some of the ways that we're looking at doing this are things like meditation. So one of the things that we do is when we meditate, we really have to stop and focus on that frontal lobe stuff. Other ways we can do it with like working memory training. So that's giving you these tasks where you have to hold things in kind of in your memory. So it'd be like, remember a list of letters. And as we're doing that, the thought is that that frontal lobe is gaining some of that strength. And now as you get into these kind of tempting situations, you can use that extra resource, extra strength of the frontal lobe in order to be able to slow down and kind of stop and let Spock be heard, even when you're in these moments of kind of high temptation.